Hey, Nirvana Mama here. This is Hairbrush Poetry Jam. This week I'm bringing you the compilation video as promised. So, here it is. All of the poetry readings from season 1 of Hairbrush Poetry Jam. I'm jumping and I'm spinning and I'm glowing and I'm living, and I'll never ever miss another sweaty night like this, because the pounding in my veins is just the thrumming of the bass. I stomp and my heart drops in here. Now everything is sane. You know the moment when you break. You've handled everything you take until the power thunders through you and you cannot make mistakes. And now I only breathe to scream, to pull in every part of me, to show the emptiness is over as I flow in ecstasy. So hear my call to madness, call to darkness and to joy. Hear my crazy cry of freedom, one of passions to explore. I call to each of you to listen to the singing of your soul and know the song that overwhelms you is the one you need the most. So now you stand up and you own it. You take everything and more, because the last thing you can handle is the slamming of that door. You just surround yourself with sanity, the kind that's only yours, and then you'll know my song. It's kind of long but full of hopes and cures. Somewhere there's a tapestry made from all that's happening. Every day I add a string that's woven through a silver ring. The color I can't really see, even though it came from me. Faithfully with it I weave another row, then add a bead. When morning comes I softly sigh, reflect upon my thready life, and think about patterns gone by and how the knitting made me cry. I mourn the colors in the night, wonder why I have no sight. Thoughts forlorn, I long for light. If only sadness made it bright. Another string will then appear, just as I can feel the fear of running out as loose ends near and having nothing left in here. My heart will blindly weave this prayer, but I won't see an image there till with a whisper in my ear I hear, "Time to wake up, my dear." It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived, whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child, and she was a child, in this kingdom by the sea. But we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabel Lee, with a love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago, in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel Lee, so that her high-born kinsmen came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind blew out of the cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we. And neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee, and the stars never rise but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so all the night tide I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in the sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. I don't know what iambic means, or how to analyze a theme, or whether metaphor or simile is what this poem needs. Whatever element the meter measures doesn't count, it seems, when I can't be the small elite who knows all modern verses free. All I know is how to bleed, or how to feel the missing beat, or whether this emotion seeps from every heart that's buried deep. So now I seek to further reach into the lessons they can teach, to name the tools that I can see defenseless scattered around me. Alas, I have no pedigree that's worthy of a legacy, so everyone will know to be impressed with my own poetry. Most weekends, we went to the lake to swim, ride the waves. Grandparents, uncles, aunts, and cousins, our relatives came by the dozens. Days at the lake rely on sun, and no one wants to be the one who gets there when rain's in the sky. They stay indoors, and they stay dry. But they're the fools. If you ask me, I'd never even miss a beat. The rain is the best time to play. It washes all the pain away. I'd turn the music up so loud and dance all night under the clouds. The raindrops sliding down my skin make me feel alive again. I stomp and splash and spin and scream, sway back and forth like it's a dream. To lose myself in this wet night, bare feet in puddles, I delight. Pour all this darkness down on me. You'll never get a frown from me. Just find a silver crown for me and slip this dripping gown off me. 'Cause I'm the queen of what's insane. I breathe lightning and drink the rain. And no one here knows my real name when every day is a different game. Turn up the song, kick up the beat, and make some room for happy feet. 'Cause this right here is where I live. This right here is what I give. I bring you never-ending rain. I bring rhythms that ease your pain. The splashes wash all over you. The verses make you feel brand new. So tell me why they want it dry. I'm telling you, I'd rather die. There's nothing better than a night of cold and wet and dark delight. No one is here to think about the sound it takes to make a couch, the thrumming of needled machines stitching a quick and low thread count. Upholstery is mostly strings, all tied together tight and neat, from colors changing suddenly in some confusing humming scene. The fabric doesn't know the pit of chopped up foam in fluffy bits that mingle in their flowing ways, pushed into pillows till they fit. The cushion covers hear the way the vacuum pressure takes the stage to make an unsuspecting square shrink down for slipping over there. And you won't hear a wooden frame flinch or quietly complain about the staples stinging whales when shot from guns with coiled tails. The buttons have the worst of it, smothered with layers where they sit, then pressed between heavy machines that bend and lock shapes as they click. When everything is said and done, the zipping, stitching, stingy hum, the stuffing, shrinking, tucked and wrapped, the creased and pleated patterns match, the screwy squat feet bear the weight, and everything looks plush and great. No one thinks about those sounds when all we see is a perfect couch. And I expect myself to let me sleep while all around explodes inside, the empty horrors eating away an endless curtain of pain. Haunting, apathetic strides destroy the wonder of loneliness, and somehow I'm left alone, thinking only of you. My cave is dark and underground. I sink down deep and circle round. It's cold and wet and free of sound. The secrets here cannot be found. Sometimes I want to feel I'm free, so I swim out into the sea and search for somewhere I can be that doesn't feel so hard to me. I sway along the current, then swim back along the sand, and when I look up at the waves, there is a stream of color there. I rise, who knows what that could be? Some angel looking down at me, a call so old it longs to see. What creature hears this lonely plea? I'm here to listen to his tune, and finally I see the moon, such beauty that it feels brand new. I know there's something I can do. This light is something I can see. It somehow teaches me to breathe. And up here close, the land is soft, and I can share my lonely thoughts. High up in the sky, I see these diamonds shining bright for me. There's air and hope and mystery, a mist so warm. How can it be that I would find a creature who could speak to my artistic mood, and somehow he turns on the moon? I wish I could surround him soon, but I sink through the colors all down where I don't breathe and wish I could feel warm and soft. I know this part. He flies away, but I'll see him again someday. I don't know when, I don't know where, but somehow he will find me there. He'll swoop back in to grab my heart and hold it close. I know this part. I let him go to find a world I'll never know, to walk among the beasts and kings where magic rolls and battle rings. He wanders long. It is his art. He can't stay here. I know this part. He'll bring to me a tale or two, a memory of blood and death, of love and pain, of finding hope where shadows reign. And when he does, he'll lift my heart and hold it close. I know this part, for when he's gone, my love for him burns ever strong. He fills my dreams, he fills my sky, he's everywhere. I never try to hold him back. It'd be too dark. I can't do that. I know this part. He has a book of poems, but it's much more. It's traveled far. It's been through war. Since the day it found him, throughout his life, he's moved house over 30 times, but never lost it, this sacred book, in spite of all the hits he took. He holds it dear within a drawer. The spine is cracked, the corners torn. For years it sat, hiding from use, words locked tight and pages loose. And its long night in this locked drawer means these dear words were read no more. But here's the thing about old books. They don't care what hits they took. The words are there upon the page and can be seen at any age. There's just one rule before you read. The more damaged it is, the more gentle you must be. How about you ditch your friends and I'll ditch mine? We'll sneak away and find somewhere to shine. We won't be high schoolers. We won't be misfits. We'll just be two spirits who finally exist. Let's break off these shackles of schedules and cliques. Kick back and relax in the infinite bliss of the rhythms we two can create and define through the endless churning of the beast in our minds. Come with me now, please, in this moment. We'll freeze all the doubts and uncertainties stifling the breeze. You can follow me past all the doors down this hall and we'll open a window together and fall past the bricks and the desks and the chalk and the rails, past the wires and boards, the light bulbs and nails, past lockers and tiles, the clocks and the teachers, past concerts and plays and gymnasium bleachers. We'll fall into petals of beauty and grace, evaporate raindrops invading our space, and whisper about the sweet luck we have found after secretive hours of sneaking around. Slip into my car and we'll just drive away. Let this whole town gossip of the day. Two shining stars disappeared from the sky, and of course, everyone will speculate why, but they'll never know. These creatures we two, we theorize something better to do. We left behind futures with reason and rhyme, abandoned constructions like money and time, to fly across magical forests with ease, to sleep in lost caves and climb fish and catch trees, to kiss above cliffs under beautiful moons, and dance along rivers to nocturnal tunes. So much grand adventure awaits us ahead. Instead of their planned expectations, I dread. But I haven't learned how to shift on a dime or sort through the rules of my overbooked mind. Just walk away now. Maybe someday you'll know how badly I longed for a place we could go. Sometimes I wonder who I am. I feel like I'm a grain of sand, and if I open up my hand, I'll slip into another land where daffodils are blue and pink, and everyone hears what I think, but no one understands a sink, and I could use another drink. So bring me some old rusty toys, and you and I will make some noise. We'll laugh and play beside our boys, because we know we got our choice. And maybe when our night is done, you and I can find the sun. We'll sit and watch while everyone tries to something. All they know is all their chains. They're slowly marching to their graves because they don't know how to behave, and we can see their hearts need saved. So come with me. Come hear the call. You and I will have a ball. Maybe when we're done we'll fall, but we'll know we had it all. We can be the Droogettes, Misty said hopefully, but a Droog isn't something that a girl can be. Why not? I asked. Tell me just what they said, and she spit back the words they have put in her head. She said a Droog is a kind of thing girls cannot know because there are some places a woman can't go. Now all women here are still fighting a war, and we pick up the mission that's set down before us, so in that moment I knew I had to prove that a woman could understand being a Droog. My plan was simple. I'd follow one rule. Anywhere he would go, I would go too. So I found sterner stuff and brought more than enough because it's about loyalty, not about love. When he needed a ride, I would hand him my keys. When he orders a burger, I have fries and cheese. And the sign on my door always says vacancy when he's lost and exhausted from wandering the streets. When he calls my name, there is one thing I say, and that's I'm on my way any time of the day. And you know I've got plans, I've got places to be, but I'm here for it anytime he has a need. I won't hesitate, give it no extra thought, and I'll tell you now some of the victories it brought. I scouted the lands where he buried Sapphire and slipped him a knife so he'd cut free from Siren. I gave him the sword he used to slay the dragon. You cut out the mouth when the tongue starts to wag, and at the gates of hell I followed him through, said to everyone else, I'll do this without you. No questions asked, doesn't matter the task. If he's holding a shovel, it's gloves that I'll grab. If you pause for a moment, the job may sound frightening. He shows up with gasoline, I bring the lightning. Some nights were dark and left my light heart reeling. Why, it was my duty to break this glass ceiling. But from this day forward, let no man conclude that a woman can't understand being a Droog. You know how it feels when you slide the key into the knob and it fits smooth without a jiggle or a jam? It was like that. You know how it feels when you catch a throw one-handed from across the room and you know you've pulled off something amazing? It was like that. You know how it feels when you're soaking in the tub and you lean your head back against the wall, close your eyes, and for just a breath, gravity doesn't exist. It was like that. It was a slide the key in smooth, one-handed catch across the room, floating in a dark, warm tub kind of hug. A bandage for my wounded soul. It was like that. My friend, she says, let's make a list of all the boys you want to kiss, and then we'll find out who likes you and hook you up with someone true. There is no list to her, I say. There are no boys who look my way. There's no one who will make me smile. I'll just stay single for a while. Come on, she says, there must be some, but I insist there is no one. And when I think she's been convinced, I look up and see who I missed. For there he is, my mystery man, can steal wild hearts with a single glance, and every time he wanders near, I long for him to stay right here. I sigh as we lock eyes as he approaches me, and I can be a temptress now, a princess too, and anyone he wants me to. I warn them he's about to do something awesome, and it's true. He stalks forward, alive and free, his dark eyes burning bright for me, right up to me without a word. My shoulders feel his hands and yearn for them to stay upon me now and never lift away somehow. We circle round and gently pass. I'm turning slow. He's moving fast. I know this part. He flies away. I watch him go, wishing he'd stay. Reluctantly, I turn around, and all my friends make not a sound till we're a safe distance away, and then they all have plenty to say. What the hell? Who was that? What about him? That's Jesse. Jesse Teller. I can't do anything about him. You see, he is my mystery man, can steal wild hearts with a single glance, and every time he wanders near, I long for him to stay right here. We have to hook you up, she chirps. She doesn't know, it just won't work, for every time I try to call, I wind up in an empty hall, but she can see there's something there in the way we stood and stared, so she decides we'll walk that way every lunch break, every day. She makes sure there's no one he dates, and all we have to do is wait. She's sure we'll see him soon again. She asks if he and I are friends. It's not like that to her, I say. Well, what's it like? She asks today. I'm not sure, but probably my soulmate is what he could be. We do this thing. He grabs my heart and borrows it. I know this part. He takes it then to keep until it wanders home. He needs it still, so every now and then he finds me down a hall or near a tree and takes it back. It makes no sense. The path he takes is so immense. We won't run into him again, I tell my optimistic friend. She scoffs at me and starts a pool to prove I am being a fool, and everyone predicts a day on which we'll see him come my way. But that is not how magic works. Hearts are strange and complex jerks. Days and weeks just make no sense, and time is now my one defense. So every day we watch that way, every lunch break, no delays. But I'm no fool, I know this part, and never did we find my heart. There's an ancient rhythm that is running through your bones. It's the heartbeat of the river that is calling you back home. If you walk out to the water, let your footprints wander in. You can feel the passing current, let it wash across your skin. Then you wade out to the middle and approach the wall upstream as it pours over the edge where the river takes a leap. Come and face the thunder that is swallowing your ears, and step into the waterfall, free of doubt or fears. Then the power of the ocean and the peace of morning dew and the joy of a blue sky all come rushing into you. Then your body is a river, and your bones are living stone, and your mind becomes a forest for the churning waves of foam. When you look out through the curtain, water will obscure your sight, but let yourself soak up the view. All you see is light. Step back into that waterfall as it floods you with glee, and you can taste the marrow of what you are meant to be. I crave the space between raindrops, the pause before the breath, the rise of that sweet stillness that brings my heart to rest. Come fill me with an empty hall, nourish me with peace. The silence just before applause sets my soul at ease.